Also, can you take the spotlight away? I mean, I would like to have a grid view, a gallery view of everybody's screen. Anamika has asked a very good question. Anamika, I've acknowledged your question, and as we move forward in my talk, I will be covering the kind of content that you should be putting on LinkedIn. So don't worry, your question will be answered in that.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
I think now we can start. There are quite a few people who've joined in. So, Kamanjyoti, can we start?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Soaring Wings webinar. It gives me a pleasure to invite our speaker, Ms. Ayushi Garg, ma'am. She is a very powerful speaker, and she is going to talk about a very important topic that I think being a college student or a professional, we all need it. That is the art of networking through LinkedIn. She has been talking in different international forums for different other countries like China, Peru, etc. To give more introduction to her, I would invite her to speak about her topic and give a small brief about her.
Thank you so much for that nice introduction. My name is Arushi, as I've been introduced. So there are a few things that before I begin off, I want to tell you that this meeting is limited to 40 minutes. So just in case this meeting ends, you can rejoin using the same meeting ID and password that has been provided to you. Try to keep your mics on mute throughout so that we can cancel out the disturbances. And please keep your videos on so that I know who am I interacting with and if whatever I'm saying is communicated to you in the proper manner or not. Third is you can keep putting down your questions, and as and when we move forward in this meeting, I can address them simultaneously. So can you please switch on your videos? I cannot see anybody's video switched on. It does not really matter to me where you are sitting, how you're sitting. I just want to see if you are understanding what I'm saying, so that it becomes a little more interactive that way. Yes, a few more videos to be switched on, please. Come on. I mean, see, these are the little things that we need to fight up our own insecurities, our own inhibitions. We cannot come on screen. We don't want to show ourselves and etc. So do it. Fight it now. Switch on your videos, and let's make this session very interactive and I mean fun for everybody. Okay, Banpia says she cannot because of some network issues. If of course you have network issues, then it is okay. But otherwise, if it is because you don't wish to or you don't like it or anything, go ahead, switch on your videos, fight that fear right now. Okay, I think I have good number of people who switched on their videos. Right, so to begin the webinar today, I have a very simple question to ask all of you. Do you have a dream? Do you vision something? It can be anything simple that you see yourself in the next 5 years or you see yourself doing in the next 10 years, 15 years, 20 years. Is there anything that you dream of? Well, if there is, then you have to start off by writing it on a piece of paper. That is the first step towards realizing any dream. And if you do not have a dream, it's absolutely okay. I mean, this life is great. We have a lot of opportunities using which we can find out. But the easiest way to find out what you dream of is just think that you're on the deathbed, you're about to die. What is that one thing which will give you contentment? What is that one act which will tell you that doing this or having done this, I am happy? My question, is English comfortable with everybody, or should I keep it both English and Hindi? You can write it down in the chat box. Is English comfortable with everybody? I can also go on with both mixed Hindi and English if anybody has a problem. Okay. See, I'm looking for that one no. If anybody has a problem, do not hesitate in putting it down. अगर किसी को भी लगता है कि मुझे सिर्फ इंग्लिश में बात नहीं करनी चाहिए और मुझे हिंदी में भी बात करनी चाहिए, तो they can put it down. Okay, I think then I will continue with English because so far I have not got even a single no for English. English it is then, right? So when you've identified what you dream of and you've written it down on a piece of paper, let me tell you that networking is going to act as your stepping stones in achieving that dream, right? So see, many times this question might occur to you, why do I need to network? I don't see the need to network. I don't want to network. I don't know how to network. Or maybe I can achieve my dream only on the basis of my merit. Well, let me pop that bubble for you and tell you that there are studies which have shown that there are about 70 to 80% people who get placed in their dream jobs, in their dream organizations, companies. They get internships with whichever company they wish to, only because of their network and only because they know the art of networking. Let me tell you that Gandhiji himself got his first job because of the network his family had. And moving forward in his life, whatever he did, it only occurred to him because of the network he had. So he kept on building his career on the basis of the network that he had. So I think that I have laid enough emphasis on telling you that how important networking is. It is like a currency which anybody can possess, and you need to know how to use it effectively. Networking is a skill that you can learn, that you can develop. Of course, there are inhibitions that one might feel during their course of learning how to network, but that is the fun of learning a new skill, that you get to overcome your inhibition, right? So if everybody is convinced that why you should network, I think I can move on to how you can network. If anybody has questions on why you should network, you should put it down in the comment section in the chat box right now, and I can answer that. Does anybody have a question on why I don't think I need to network? Why should I network? Okay, I don't see any questions so far. If you have any question, you can put it down. Right, so I'll move on to how you should network. It is, see, networking means you're going to talk to a stranger, and it sounds like an extremely scary thing to do for some people. I mean, I consider myself as a very extrovert person. I see myself as somebody who can talk to anybody. But when it comes to network building, even I am scared. So I really sometimes, I think and I wonder, what about those people who are introverts or who cannot talk so comfortably with strangers? Let me tell you that talking to anybody will get easier in the next few minutes, as I'm going to tell you how you can network. So now imagine yourself being at an event which is specific to your career path. So if you are an engineer, imagine being at an event which was specifically for engineers. If you are a law student, imagine you are there. Anything, imagine any event specific to your career path and imagine being there. Now, when you're there, if the event has got over or you've broken for lunch or you've got a lunch break, now you have to start moving around. Do not stick to one place. Keep moving around. Keep looking at people. The moment somebody enters into your radius of a one-arm distance, look at that person, build an eye contact, and pass a smile, a very genuine smile, right? So it's not at all difficult. So you're looking at somebody, whom are you looking at? Anybody who's entered your radius of a one-arm distance, looking at that person, you're smiling genuinely. Start the conversation with a simple hi, how are you? or maybe where are you from, or how are you liking this event, what brings you here. Now, after you have initiated the conversation, a lot of times people tend to get to small talk. Small talk means you do not understand what to talk about, you do not understand what your career prospect is. So, whenever you are in an event, whenever you are at a networking event or any event where you can network, you have to go there with a set decided goal. Maybe your goal can be that today at this event I'm going to make 5 meaningful connections. Your goal can be that I'm going to find one person who can help me reach XYZ point of my career. So have a goal which is perfectly aligned to the event that you're going to attend, and then try to achieve it and go to it, right? So, as I was telling you, do not make small talk. And how can you avoid small talk? That can happen when you are clear in your head about what you are in your career prospects, or what are your strong suits, what are your weak suits. When you know what you are capable of, when you know what you are trying to achieve, what you're trying to gain. Okay, I have a question. How does networking impact if I have a dream to become an IS officer? Right. So this is a very important question. If you want to become an IS officer, I'm sorry I'm cutting in between, but since this is a question on why I need to network, let me tell you that the preparation for your UPSC exams is extremely tough. And the more you talk to people who are established in the field, or who are officers already, or who've done the preparation, they will be able to guide you about the failures that they've had. They will be able to guide you as to what you should do and what not you should do. They will be able to help you streamline the kind of study that you should do. So I think I have answered your question as to why somebody preparing for an IS officer position should network. Right. Now let me move on to the part where I was talking about not making small talk. So when you are clear about yourself in your head, when you are clear about what strong suits you have, what weak suits you have, what you can tell about yourself, there is no stopping. You have to absolutely uh, stay away from aspects which are negative. Don't bond with someone over the conversation of I don't like this event, I don't like the food here, I don't like that speaker. Don't bond on the negative, bond on the positive. Talk to the person and find out what subjects you have me too's on. That, oh, you like that, me too. Oh, you do that, me too. So keep away from the negative aspects of yourself, and also keep away from people who tend to speak negative when you're talking to them, or when you're interacting with them. See, you need to realize and understand that nobody likes to talk with somebody who is negative, or who is trying to criticize everything. Of course, you can have a healthy criticism, that is a separate thing. But here, when you're networking, you need to understand, you need to keep this in mind, that your positive approach towards a lot of things changes the perspective other person will have about you, right? So to conclude how to network and what are the key steps of networking, I think I'm going to quote Isaac. He's a great speaker and talks about networking, and he's given down 3 important steps as to how you can network, and key ways of networking. So he says the first one is a wishbone. Have a wishbone, which means that, again, you should know what you're approaching, know what your aim is, know what your goal is, know what you want to get out of that event. You should know what you want to get out of that social media, know how you can put your contacts to use. So have a wishbone and approach anybody with a set mindset. Approach somebody with your given strong suits. The next is having job bone. So job bone consists of 2 aspects. One is competency and the other is humility. Humility. So job bone is that when you're looking for a job, how can you get it? How do you achieve it? Well, it's very simple. There are 2 things that you need. One is competency and the other is humility. So competency is when you will be able to tell the other person that you have XYZ skills and you have experience in ABC fields, and that is why you are competent to be a part of this job. Humility is when you are being humble. See, nobody likes an arrogant person. If you're going to boast about what you've got, what you've achieved, etc., nobody is going to like that. And especially in networking, you can never just be the speaker. You have to be a speaker and you have to be a listener, right? So, Jawbone consists of competency and humility. Don't be arrogant. Don't boast about what you've done, but kindly and nicely convey of what you've done, what you can do, what are your capabilities. The third is backbone. Now, this is the most important, just how the backbone of a human body is. Networking can be tiring sometimes, but you have to persist. I mean, persist, persist, and persist. That's what I can say. To get one correct person, I believe that to network valuably, there's just you just need one person. Okay, here's a warning, guys. This meeting will be over in about 10 minutes, and I request you all to join it again using the same ID and password, and then we can continue. When just 1 minute is left, I will end this meeting, and then we can start rejoining. All right. Okay, so now I was telling you about backbone. You have got to persist and persist. See, you need one person who can hold your hand and guide you to your aim, to your goal. But for that, you will probably have to reach out to hundreds and hundreds of people. But you're finding that one person who can actually take you through all the difficulties that might come, all the ups and downs that might come in your journey. Right? So far, I think I'm going to address a few questions before this meeting ends. So we had this question about when we post some articles, say case notes, etc. A lot of people access it. But is there any chance that the same is copied and published in their own name? What do you suggest? Well, yes, that is the sad truth that a lot of people post very individual opinions, thoughts, notes, articles, etc., and then they get copied. But one way of avoiding that is, see, when you're putting something in the public domain, it is always open to piracy. It is always open to somebody stealing your content and putting it up as their own. Well, in fact, I have friends whose contents have been have been copied and put in their own name. It's just sad. What you can do is that if you're putting out pages, if you're putting out documents, you can leave in a watermark. So try, if you are putting out anything anywhere, try to add your watermark somewhere, anywhere in the article. Try to use your name. Try to put a very personal aspect which shows how you are related to the content that you're putting in, right? Okay. Next question is, why connect on LinkedIn as there are many other social media? Well, see, the point is the question, I mean, the issue at hand is that you have to connect. It does not really matter where to connect. What matters is that you're connecting with people. The only reason why a lot of professionals suggest LinkedIn, the reason is that LinkedIn is a platform which was made specifically for professionals to build professional connections. A lot of times on other social media, you will see people interacting with you on the basis of your personal interests, likes and dislikes. Of course, that happens on LinkedIn also. But LinkedIn is a platform which gives you a place to put out your professional knowledge. It gives you a place where you can, put out what professionally you think, or it will help you connect with all the professionals in your field. So that is one. Now, let me tell you that, do you know Raghuram Rajan? He is only available on LinkedIn. He's not, he does not post on any other social media. So there are great industry leaders who are just using LinkedIn because they know and understand and also realize how safe of a platform LinkedIn is. And they also realize and understand that LinkedIn is a place where people don't just come for the sake of coming or enjoying themselves. It is a place where people come to build serious connections to move towards their goals and to approach them, right? And so that is why you need LinkedIn specifically, because if you want to move forward in your professional career, in your goal setting, you want to achieve it, LinkedIn will help you a lot more. Of course, you can use any other social media. I always encourage using any kind of social media, but use it for the correct and the right things. Don't just blabber about it and just don't go about doing anything and everything on social media. What is the role of the subject maths for IS exams? I really cannot answer that. I'm not preparing for IS exams, so I cannot say how maths is relevant for IS examinations. But I mean, come on, any officer who's expected to know about the country so well, uh, about the demographics, about the history of the country, about geography, about the economic condition of the country, a little maths has never hurt. And I mean, that kind of intelligence or that kind of competence will never have a difficulty in getting basic maths. How to make more connections on LinkedIn? Well, of course, I will be covering that in my talk in the second part, where I will be talking specifically about LinkedIn. Here, if you have, I am yet left with one single part of networking as to where to network. Now that we've covered how to network, there is one part of my talk about networking left, where I will tell you where to network, in which I will be covering LinkedIn again in great length, and I will tell you how to get more connections on LinkedIn. Um, how to remain smiling and witty in interviews? Well, I think we can conduct a different webinar on how to be at interviews, and I think we can do a separate webinar on that. Okay, so far these are the questions that I've received. If you have any questions about networking itself, please put them down in the chat box, and I will be more than happy to answer them. Or if anybody wishes to share something, I mean, their experience of LinkedIn or their experience of networking. Well, I can share my experience of networking with you. So I could get an internship in a very big organization, only because one of my friends had the guts to go up to a speaker and ask her if we could intern at the organization and what would be the procedure. So see, the point is, when you start networking, when you know how to network, that is the beauty of it, that you don't have to anymore go to jobs. They start coming to you, opportunities start coming to you, and you do not have to just directionlessly go on about asking and seeking for help. Right. How to apply for internships using LinkedIn? That's a very good question. See, now this question will have a two-part answer. One is that you have to find who is ready and willing to give internship, number one. Number two, if you have one set organization that you want to work for, or a set company that you want to work for, find somebody from their HR department or from their recruiting department. So these are the two ways. So either you are finding somebody who's looking for an intern. See, again, the whole point boils down to having your dream. I mean, having one set goal. For example, if I am a law student and I want to learn how to draft, so that is my goal, that I have to look for an internship which is particularly teaching me drafting. Then it narrows down my search for firms which will teach me drafting, right? And then I can always go back to such lawyers who are impeccable at their jobs of drafting, right? So you have to have a goal, see which organization, which company aligns with your goal, then try and find if they're looking for interns, or if you cannot find that are they looking for interns or are they not looking for interns, then you can definitely find somebody from their HR department or from their recruiting department to reach out to them for internship. And let me tell you, if you have a strong willingness, nobody can ever stop you from getting where you want to. I'm going to take one last question. Okay, there are two. Why people are afraid of network marketing? I really don't know. I don't know why people are scared of network marketing. I mean, network market. I don't know. I mean, it is. I feel I find it a wonderful opportunity to talk about yourself. I mean, it is sort of a self-analysis where you get to see yourself from a perspective of the other person. So I don't see any point of being network marketing, but yes, every individual has their inhibitions. Everybody has their fears, but networking is all about, you know, thriving from those fears, achieving what you want. Are there any precautions while doing social networking? Of course, see, I mean, as we move on to an era which is completely shifting online. I mean, you have to stay safe. That is why we are coming up. That is why countries are coming up with strict and firm cyber laws. Okay, there's just 1 minute left, so I think I'm going to be ending this meeting right here, and we can join back in again using the same meeting ID and password. And I can take this question again. You can put this question in the next chat box, and I will take it. So now I'm ending this meeting. I request you all to please join back. In the next segment, I will be talking about LinkedIn in details and also where to network in your areas and in your professional careers.